Well, I mean, I'm 47 now, and I think I'm just discovering it, and I'm just getting my confidence. And, despite the image that I portray or that other women think I am super, super confident, that's come with age, believe me, because back in those beauty editor days, when I looked 20 years younger, when I was 20 years younger, my confidence was zero. And I think as I've aged, particularly in this environment, in my industry as well, in the adult industry, the sex industry, which funnily enough, it's not about sex. That's where I've got my inner confidence from, because I've realized that it's not so much on the outside. What gives you that confidence is what's on the inside. And I think having understanding men and understanding myself, I've really been able to explore that, particularly in my 40s. I mean, I'm touching my 50s, and I think the 50s will be even better. So I want to say to all women out there who are stressing about turning 40, turning 50, turning 60, whatever, you really have your best years to come. So I wish I knew that when I was younger. I didn't. I thought life was over at 40, but there's so much that we don't know.
Tell me about what your best sexual years to come means, and tell me about, Samantha X in her 30s and now 40s. What aspect of your sexuality or desire or whatever, you call it, has elevated, peaked, improved?
Well, I became Samantha in my mid to late 30s, and for many, many reasons. I love men, I love sex, but then I realized the more I was Samantha, the less sex I was actually having. And I've often said that single women, would be having way more sex than me, who's an escort, because the sex that we have is very different sex to normal sex. I think I realized pretty quickly that men don't care about the shape of your body, that they don't care about the things that we care about, like cellulites, like stretch marks, I have big fake boobs, but actually so many clients told me not to get my big fake boobs, but I do what I want for me anyway. Men prefer the natural look, and I think the thing that's made me sexual and sexier is the confidence I have in my body, regardless of whether I'm having a thin day or a fat day or a bloated day or whatever day. It's that confidence that comes with age, and I think it only comes with age, and it comes from self-esteem, I think. And the more self-esteem I've learnt to have, or the better I feel about myself and my body.
So you tell me, what you're saying is kind of contradictory to what media and conversation is, that fetishizes youth. Like, why do we fetishize youth when, in your experience, there's a growing demand for intimacy with an experienced woman who isn't perfect?
Well, look, I mean, don't get me wrong, youth is a wonderful thing. Clothes look better, your skin's better, your hair's better, your nails, you have more energy. I look at young girls and I just think, oh, to have that body, or to have, that excitement of a life that's ahead of you, less jaded, there's something to be said for you. And there's always going to be men, if we're talking about what men want, there's always going to be men that are attracted to that. Always.
But they're not as, what's the difference between your young clients and your older clients in terms of their vitality, their energy, their sexual ability?
Actually, not that much. I mean, the young ones, yes, I mean, their bodies are, they're great bodies, and their desires are probably a little bit different, and they are more sexual. But the older ones are certainly more experienced and more vocal during, they have the confidence to tell you what they want, whereas the young ones sometimes think one size fits all. Good sex is about a discussion as well, about what you want and what they want. And I think that I've only, in my mid-40s, I only have worked out now what I actually like. You know, I had no idea. And I think it's impossible to have good sex when you don't know your body. If you don't know your body, how's he going to know your body? He or she's going to know your body. You know, I know what I need, and I have the confidence to vocalize that. And I think a lot of women don't have the confidence to vocalize that. And I've learned that as Samantha.
Do you coach your the girls that work for you, or the women that work for you, as to how to create and to self-generate sexiness and desire so that they deliver a great service to their clients?
Do I coach? I mean, there is some kind of coaching, yes. And I always say to them, I can't be there in the room with you. You know, I can't be there with you. You're going to have to do it yourself. It's on the job learning. It's really hard to tell someone who doesn't think the same as me to behave a certain way. Only they can judge the situation and the client and what the client wants. But, you know, they quite often come to me thinking it's all about sex. And, you know, I'm a sex addict. I love sex. I'm going to be a great escort. And I just laugh and say, don't go into this job for the sex. Go into this job because you have compassion. And if you have compassion, you'll do fine. It's not about having the biggest boobs or, you know, the designer vagina. It's about having compassion and being able to listen. And that's all I can help. But that's all I can just guide them. You know, I can just guide them.
Well, you tell me about what you think makes a body and a woman ageless in a sexual context. And tell me some of the things that you do to keep yourself ageless and to not only look good, but to feel good.
Well, it takes a village, number one. Look, I'm not against plastic surgery. I have had several procedures.
You had done?
The most recent one I had was a lower facelift and a designer vagina. I'll have to tell you about that. It's fabulous. And I had my boobs done, and he put in Dr. Puriya Maradi. He put a internal bra inside, which has been the best thing because, you know, as you said, if you get to a certain age, they flop. So it's great to have them standing up naturally. And you pay a bit more, obviously, but you also save a lot. And I thought, well, I'm going to save all that money on bras, and I hardly ever wear them. And they'll last forever. The designer vagina is not as hardcore as it sounds. It's just basically, okay. So he just lasered the excess skin off the labia. And so you have a very smooth looking vagina. Can I just say, no one else cares about it apart from me. Men don't notice that kind of stuff. Do not notice that kind of stuff. I'm the only one that notices it. I'm the only one that loves it. No one else gives a shit about it. And the other thing I had was a lower facelift. And that is probably the best thing I've done. Excruciatingly painful. We'll do it all again tomorrow. The recovery was about, honestly, I think I stopped crying after about a week. But yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, you're still in a fair bit of pain because they cut behind and in front of the ear. And I think any kind of ear surgery is very painful. But look, I was so happy with the results, and I really recommend Dr. Maradi. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a ritual that makes you feel sexy that you can share with our listeners? That can kind of, because one of the things that, you know, I definitely get DMs about and stuff is I can't be bothered. I just don't want to anymore. I don't feel it. But
okay,
there are definitely ways to get yourself in the mood and to kind of appreciate yourself and be on.
Yes. And I think that lies in bronzer for me. I even in lockdown, I put makeup on. Apart from when you called me 20 minutes ago, I put a bit of foundation, a bit of bronzer, and my favorite lipstick from MAC, which is called Myth. And when I put that on, I feel like myself. And that's the only ritual I have in the morning. A bit of exfoliating toner from Rodin & Fields, but apart from that, I'm pretty basic. Like I don't have this wild and fancy, you know, regime or you know, I'm pretty basic.
Well, what about when you're going to work, when you're transforming into Samantha X?
Samantha.
Is there a look that your clients it always, it always works? Is there a fragrance that, is irresistible? Is there
Yes.
a body cream that you swear by?
Yes.
Yeah, go.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Okay. So
we want to know.
So when I'm becoming Samantha,
Ooh.
the body cream that they love is the Bum Bum one from Mecca. Have you seen that?
Yeah, it's so nice. I like it too. So does my 10-year-old.
Yeah, the Bum Bum cream is amazing, and I have many comments on that cream, more than I do expensive perfumes. And I have recently invested in the Dyson Airwave, I think it's called, and I curl my hair, and they just love that little, not like right, that little king, like you have now, the little, curl. And I use my favorite perfume, La Tulip from Breda. Is it Breda? It's a Mecca Cosmetica brand. And those are my go-tos. If I've got that body cream, if I've got that perfume on, if I've got my hair curled, I'm fine. I also put on a bit of fake tan. And look, you don't need to spend a lot of money on the fake tan. I've bought every amazing fake tan out there, and you would know this. The ones I recommend are Dove, the everyday gradual tan, and Elle Ferguson does a beautiful tan as well.
Yeah, I love her. What about exercises? Do you do pelvic floor exercises? Do you do anything in particular to kind of keep yourself, in tip-top shape? And do you recommend any exercises as you're getting older to keep you?
Absolutely. Yeah. The thing that changed my body more than anything, more than weights or running, was Pilates. And Pilates for older women especially, it's just
the gift that keeps on giving. It really
oh my God. Do you do it? Do you do it too?
Yeah.
Do you do it too?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a game changer.
I love it. Game changer. And I've actually registered to do a teacher training course because I'm obsessed with it at the moment. I just think I see so many changes to my body. And I think Joseph Pilates said in 10 sessions, you feel better. In 20, you look better. And in 30, you get a brand new body. And before lockdown, I was doing it once, sometimes twice a day. And my body was the best, much better than when I was 21. My body was, you get toned in the right places. You get the underarm tone.
Do you feel younger? Do you feel more beautiful when you are, feeling sexually expressed? Because, there's always that thing, you can tell she's getting some or he's getting some, because it's a glow. It's a transformation in your physiology, in the way you walk and the way you talk. Your skin looks better. Do you feel that way?
It's really hard to answer that, because yes and no. In Samantha, it's as soon as I walk out of the hotel room or whatever, I'm Amanda again. So I have to separate the two characters, the two women. In Amanda's world, yes, I do feel like that. I mean, ironically enough, I never have sex in my real life, hardly ever. But the times I have been in relationships, yes, I do feel that glow, and I think it is, literally a physical thing, that you do have that radiance. But as Samantha, not much, not really so much, because it's my job. So yeah.
In love with a client?
I have, yes, I have.
And was that from chemistry or was that from connectivity?
Chemistry, probably chemistry. I mean, the thing with chemistry is that, just as quickly as it comes, it can go pretty quickly too as well. But yeah, no, we had a few great years together, and then they ended in disaster. But yeah, chemistry. But he was also a nice guy, yeah.